Yeah, I can't even tell you guys how excited we are for this season to begin. November is almost here, and we have so much to do in terms of practice, and yet we cannot be more excited about this season. I love our senior class. I think we have a lot of experience. I think we have a lot of leadership. And really, the best teams go as their seniors go. And I think that's something that we have this year that we're really, really excited about. It's a fun group. You're going to really like our group. It's a fun style of play. They really get along well. We had the fortune of going to Italy this summer and being able to kind of play against some really good competition, some professional teams. And bond in a different way. Obviously you get all the off-court bonding, but to be able to get those extra 10 days of practice and to be able to see your team play in August is really, really fun. And so some of the things that we've gotten to do this fall, we haven't been able to do before because of that. So really excited about the season, excited about our league, and our incredibly tough non-conference schedule.
Questions?
Coach, you had last year one of the most prolific offenses in the nation. That's also helped you be second in attendance in the Valley. Now, how much do you talk about defense?
Ironically, we were first in the Valley in field goal percentage defense as well. So I think it's a very high value. We put a lot of emphasis on offense. We put a lot of emphasis on the style of play that we have and having an up-tempo style. So defense is important. We are also number one in rebounding. So I think we were 9th in the nation in terms of scoring, and we were 15th in the nation in terms of rebounding, and we were 19th in the nation in terms of field goal percentage defense. So there is emphasis on all of it, but I think the emphasis for us is let's figure out how to win games and how to have fun doing it. And it's a unique way that we play, and we have a unique kind of chemistry, but it fits us and it fits Drake.
What are you going to do with all these upperclassmen?
All these upperclassmen, right? I know it feels like that, but yeah, it's been a long time since we've talked about being so senior heavy, and but when your most talented players are in your senior class, it's pretty darn special, and we have some really, really talented players, in all three of our players. I mean, obviously Lizzie Wendell kind of can showcase herself. I mean, the numbers that she's put up in the last 3 years, I mean, she's not just a good player. I mean, there's a lot of proof behind it, and so. And then you look at Caitlin Engel, and she's just won everywhere she's been. I mean, you look at what she did at Southeast Polk High School, and we talk about that all the time. She's done the same thing here. And then Courtney Rush, another Mason City, has brought a lot of blue collar to our team. I mean, you talk about really good teammates. She might not be in the stat sheets, but she's really brought a culture in terms of being a really good teammate. So you put all three of those things together, and that's when really special things happen. But it does feel really good to have a lot of seniors.
The rankings haven't come out from Missouri Valley or really anywhere. But the outside expectations have kind of been set. What are our goals this season?
Yeah, good question. Honestly, it's the same goal since we've been here, and it's to be our very best. And whatever that looks like, the proof's always in the scoreboard, and we need to continue. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of expectation in terms of winning basketball games. I think that's important, and it should be important, and it's something that we want. I think last year was the first year that we got to really experience having a target on our back and trying to live with that. I think we thrived in it. I think we choked on it. I think we had everything in between. And so this year is really one of those years that we're going to get to see what we've learned. And it's going to be, I think the biggest thing for us is to really enjoy the process, because we do have expectation. We've got great players, and we've got an incredible fan base.
How do you balance Lizzie individually? Because she could do some special things as an individual. She's always been a team player, but have you talked with her about, I don't know, goals or what to expect from her?
I think Lizzie, she's just a winner. She's just one of those players that the success finds her. She just gives everything she has every day. She's not searching for any kind of an award, any kind of recognition. She, we have the social media campaign going on, and she's probably the one that least likes it. She hates it the most, really. And but I think that's just her, and she's a huge reason as to why we have the success. I think our freshmen have really learned. It's been really interesting because, you take Becca Hittner, for example, a local Dowling basketball player, and she comes in and she's not dumb. She's really smart, and she's trying to make Lizzie look really good. And, but then Lizzie turns right back to her, and she's like, if you're open, you better shoot it. not many players that have the accolades that Lizzie Wendell does say that to a freshman coming in who doesn't have one game behind him. And so that's, to me, probably one of the biggest things that separates her.
What about in years past, it's kind of been understood when you bring freshmen in, they were going to play because of the way the roster was constructed at the time. Now that you have some veterans, how much will we see these 3 freshmen?
Oh, I think you're going to see them plenty. I think you'll see all 3 of them because you look at our style of play, and we played 9 people last year. We had 9 people to play last year, and our 9th person played a lot more than a lot of people's 6th or 7th person. So you're going to see them play.
Jenny, you like to see freshmen, take that big jump when they become sophomores.
Mm-hmm.
What are you seeing from the sophomores?
Yeah, I really like our sophomore class. I mean, you talk about all these honors and everything else, and you look at, we've had Sarah Ryan, we haven't even talked about yet, and she was, freshman of the year. She was 6th player of the year. She was 3rd in the nation in field goal percentage. I mean, as a freshman, that's just unheard of. And, now I do think some of our, it's easy to kind of come in and play as a freshman. I shouldn't say easy, but it's a lot easier because nobody knows who you are, right? And and everybody else kind of takes that pressure. So to be able to handle that pressure and to take that next step is going to be something that's really exciting. But what I do think is I think our sophomores have always done that. I think we have the system to do that because they don't have to. There's not one person that has to be the amazing star on our team. It's the chemistry that I think that we have and the culture that we have that they're just going to be able to thrive in. So Nicole Miller is a lot stronger. She's shooting the ball just really well. She handles it well, and she's a lot smarter just because she got so much experience. I mean, Sammy Backroat, you look at her, I mean, she brought a whole different level of toughness for us last year, and she's continuing to elevate that now, not just in games or now not just every once in a while. She's doing it every day in practice. So that's where I think that we've seen a lot of growth already.
Coach, I think I counted, is it 4 home games in November and December, regular season home games?
Right.
What do you think of that?
Tough. I mean, we're going to be battle tested. Our non-conference schedule is, it's not easy when you open up at North Dakota, Creighton, and Iowa State. I mean, everybody here knows that's not an easy schedule. And, but we know that we have to schedule that way because one, we're not looking just to see wins. We're looking to get better, and we're looking to see where we're at. We've talked about this since we got here, and year 5 needs to be a really special year for us. And that's, I think that's one of the first conversations Sandy and I had is, okay, how are we going to build this thing to sustain it? And we've built it with freshmen. We haven't done the transfer route. We haven't done quick fixes. We've suffered along as everybody else, but we've had some success along the ways. And I think we've been very strategic in how we've built the thing. But our players have to perform, and our freshmen have had to been thrown in the fire and do it. And you know what? They've done a phenomenal job, and it's because of the culture and the chemistry of the team that they're on.
Was there any thought, Jenny, on this schedule?
Yes, there was.
How much impact the tournament?
Absolutely.
Maybe you're
Absolutely.
10 or 11 seed instead of
We have to. I love, you've heard me say this time and time again. I love that the Iowa schools play each other. I think that's important. It's not just important for the game of basketball. I think it's important for our state because we are very educated basketball fans in our state. So those games alone bring up your RPI. But then being able to throw in, common opponents of the Creightons of the world that we've had rivalries with, and we're playing SEC team on a neutral site. We're playing not in a tournament that a lot of people wanted to go to, but it's going to be a tough tournament. It's going to be a great tournament for us to see. You're playing other Big Ten teams in Nebraska. I mean, you're playing North Dakota. To open up at North Dakota is going to be incredibly tough. So we have a schedule that is going to not just prepare us for our conference, but it will prepare us for the postseason. We just need to win some games. That's it. That's all we got to do.
Any other questions for Coach this time? Coach, on your 3 freshmen, what surprises or strengths have you seen in each of them?
Yeah, our 3 freshmen are very long and have very high basketball IQ. We have, they can see things. their pace is going to continue to come just like every freshman. You know, you'll be able to see, but at the very beginning, because they're going to play, they're going to get thrown into the fire, and you're going to see them grow throughout the year. And I think the biggest thing is just the pace. But right away, when you start to see their passing, you're going to see they have the right idea probably like 95 out of 100 times. May not complete it, but it's the right idea, and it's the right read, and it's the pace that's going to start to come. But I've been really impressed, and with all three equally. They rebound the ball well, and they just know how to play.